Some say Chinese is one of the most difficult languages in the world, and learning it is almost impossible.
So learning Chinese, the most difficult thing.
非常非常非常非常非常难.
So I'm sort of tone deaf. I can't really hear them.
I think the cultural mindset is the biggest complication for
The
us.
grammar.
知吃思诗都很难
It's just complicated so much.
Only because you're not learning it in the right way. Why not try Takeaway Chinese, where you can take some Chinese away and experience progress day by day. Takeaway Chinese, we will promise you a difference.
你好，欢迎收听随行汉语 Welcome to Takeaway Chinese. I'm your Honglin with Tony Reed in the studio. Hi, Tony.
Honglin, what's going on? And hello to all of our listeners out there.
Very happy to have you in the studio as always.
It's a pleasure to be here.
You've been here in China for quite long, as I recall.
Well, not as long as some, but I think close to 8 years is
That's a
decent
long
amount of time.
Yeah, decent amount of time. So you've been visiting different places in China as well. Where have you been?
I've been to Qingdao.
Qingdao, that's in Shandong province.
Yeah.
Very nice coastal city.
Yeah, I went to Dalian.
Dalian, also a coastal city. You have a thing for coastal cities?
Of course. And I went to Hangzhou.
Oh, I like Hangzhou. Beautiful.
Yeah,
In
really
the
nice. That's probably
Xihu, the West Lake.
Yeah, that's probably my favorite so far. And then I've been to Harbin.
I like that city too. I have never been there. I should visit there.
Yeah, it's really nice, especially during the winter, but it's just
It's
frigid.
really cold.
It's frigid. If you can survive that, then you'll be all right.
I think once it was minus 40 degree.
Yeah.
One
When
of
I
the
was
past
there,
winters.
It was minus 30, and that was cold enough for me. It was the coldest place I had ever been in my life.
I know.
I was miserable.
Especially considering the fact that you are from California.
Yes, very sunny state. And so, yeah, those places like Harbin just really get to the bone. But yeah, I traveled a little bit, and hopefully I'll be able to travel a little bit more.
Yeah, so what are some other places that you wish you would go but haven't visited yet?
There's some place, Guilin.
Guilin. We have a saying, 桂林山水甲天下.
Okay. Oh, it sounds like I heard heaven somewhere in there.
Yeah, it's saying 桂林山水 is talking about the scenery there. 甲 is basically A in China. 甲乙丙丁, the first. That's 甲. And 天下 is under the heaven. So it's saying the scenery there is top on the list.
Yeah, I
Good
feel like it's a
choice.
signature place that at least the landscape
It is.
resembles China. So yeah, that's a place I'd like to go. Maybe Inner Mongolia and
内蒙古.
yeah, and Mongol. So yeah, maybe Suzhou, maybe Shanghai.
Suzhou. Yeah, so many other places still.
Yeah,
How about Xizang?
I haven't been there yet.
Well, when it comes to Xizang, I have to let you know because I have visited there and it is a
I know.
really beautiful place because the air is so clear. It's kind of like having a filter in front of your eyes permanently on. That's how beautiful it is.
That's a really nice description. I also know that the altitude there is quite high. So
It's really high, which makes the place a great place for traveling if you are enjoying yourself because you can have time to adapt to the altitude. Yet, it will be not as ideal a place for business trips if you have to go there and do work and you have to adjust your body to fit into the local altitude and you have to
headaches, nosebleeds. Yeah.
yeah, and just a lot of things might happen, so you need to pace yourself.
Yeah.
But Xizang, in my opinion, is one of the must-goes if you visit China. If you spend a decent amount of time in China and have the luxury of visiting different places, you should definitely go to Xizang.
I'll see if I can squeeze that in.
Yeah. So for our dear listeners, if you're interested in Chinese culture and you want to get a grip on the Chinese language, as for this episode, if you'd like to know more things about traveling in Xizang, this is the show for you. Stick with us for 30 minutes and you soon see the rewards. And for more fun Chinese learning, follow our Facebook page, Learn Chinese, to watch many fun videos and live streams. But now, let's provide you with some free Chinese for takeaway.
还有10分钟火车就到拉萨站了。布达拉宫，我来啦！
这里海拔很高，我们可能会有高原反应，要不先吃点东西，稍微适应一下再去吧。
没问题，我知道一家很不错的西藏特色餐厅。
你把餐厅地址发给我，我现在叫一辆网约车。
还有10分钟，火车就到拉萨站了。布达拉宫，我来了。
这里海拔很高，我们可能会有高原反应，要不先吃点东西，稍微适应一下再去吧。
没问题，我知道一家很不错的西藏特色餐厅。
你把餐厅地址发给我，我现在叫一辆网约车。See, that is the conversation I deem that might happen if you are actually on a train to Xizang.
Yeah, I think so. I think this is a really practical conversation.
You can totally use it. So let's take a look at the first sentence. 还有10分钟，火车就到拉萨站了。布达拉宫，我来了。
So that's we will arrive at Lhasa Station in 10 minutes. Potala Palace, here I come. So, hi-yo. I think this is like yet or still.
Yeah.
Or this kind of sentiment, right?
This is actually more useful than we would assume. 还有 还 it remains. 有 have. So there still have something. For instance, you can say 还有10分钟. Like what the sentence here is. 还有10分钟 means there still is 10 more minutes. It means after 10 minutes something would happen, or after 10 minutes we hit certain mark. And we say 还有人没到. There's still someone who's not here yet, basically meaning we still need to wait for some people for a while. Or maybe if I ask you, have you finished your homework? You can say 还有时间.
还有时间. Not yet. There's still time.
There's
right?
still time, no
Okay.
worries. So the translation depends on the context, as many Chinese sentences. But the word is actually very useful. 还有.
Yeah, I think so. You just said 还有10分钟. So 分钟 is minute. And then 10 here is 10.
Yes.
And then 火车.
火车.
火车. I think 车 is normally like some form of transportation.
Yes.
火 sounds like fire.
Uh-huh.
Is this like the train?
The train.
Okay.
Because we know originally trains are steam operated. So when the word was created, it has something to do with fire.
Okay.
火车, a fire car or a train.
Fire car. That sounds so dangerous.
And exciting.
就到就
Just arrived.
just arrived. 拉萨站了.
Lhasa Zhan is actually the Lhasa station. Zhan we know
Zhan
is the station.
Lhasa
Yes.
is the place. And then Budala Gong.
Yeah.
I think that's the palace, right?
Yes, Budala Gong. That's the signature place, the must-visit destination in Xizang.
I think I've seen this palace in a lot of pictures. And then 我来了. I think that's saying that I'm coming.
I'm coming. That is I feel like I've seen this sentence in a lot of short videos. Some travel vloggers, they would say something like 北京我来了, Beijing here I come. That's the first lie you see in the first pic you see, and then it moves on to the video. So 我来了, very useful.
I say it every day. I think when the YMI guys call my phone and they say 我到了, I say, okay, 我来了.
Yeah, I'm coming.
I'm coming. Yeah.
And actually, you can say 我去了 as well to the YMI guy.
I'm going there.
I'm going there. Meaning basically the same thing.
我下去.
我下去了. See?
Okay.
这里海拔很高，我们可能会有高原反应，要不先吃点东西，稍微适应一下再去吧。
And all of that means we may experience altitude sickness considering the high altitude here. How about we eat something first and get accustomed to the environment? So, 这里, I think that's here.
Here.
Right? And then 海拔.
海拔.
I think that's the altitude, right?
Yes, 海 is...
Funny how the word high is there.
No, it's not. Well, if it helps you to remember, it's fine. But actually, we know 海 is sea. So altitude is described based on sea level, using sea level as the 0 there. So 海, sea is involved. And 拔 carries the meaning of pull out or pull up. So you're pulling up from the sea level. If you are pulling up for 10 meters, then it's 10 meters above sea level, right?
Okay.
So that's how the word is formed.
Okay.
海拔.
So 海拔 is altitude. 很高. So 很 is very, and then 高 I think is like high or tall.
Yes.
Right? So yeah, the altitude is insane. And then 我们 is we. 可能 I think that's possible. Right?
Yes.
Or maybe or something like that. Okay. And then 会 I think that's can, right?
Yes, or will.
Will, okay. And then 有 here is like have. And then 高原 I think that's plateau.
Yes.
And then 反应 I know this, I've heard this word before. 反应 react like
React to something or
Okay.
reaction. So 高原反应 is high altitude reaction.
okay.
We don't really call it 高海拔反应, though
Yeah, I was gonna ask you that because I was like, wait a minute, plateau reaction? That sounds weird.
because 高 carries the meaning of high already. So 高原 is kind of like a high plateau in a way. And the 反应 is a reaction. This reaction word is much more used in medical related situations. For instance, if someone's having an allergy, Chinese people would call it 过敏反应 as well.
Okay.
So 过敏 is allergy, allergic to. 反应, it's reaction.
Reaction.
Yes, when your body is allergic to something, actually the reaction is more serious.
Okay.
It's the reaction that makes you feel uncomfortable.
Sure.
And also we can say 反应过度.
过度?
过度, overly reacting.
Overreacting.
Overreacting. 反应过度, that's how you use 反应. 要不.
要不 sounds like do you want to do something or something else, right?
Yeah.
So 要不先
先, first.
先 is first. Okay.
吃.
吃, is that eat?
Yes.
And then 点
A little bit.
A little, right? And then 东西 is normally something.
Yes. So how about we have something first? Actually, you can say 要不要先吃点东西.
Yeah, 要不要 is normally the structure, right?
要不要 is kind of like saying whether or not you want it. And 要不 is how about? I mean, they are basically used interchangeably. You can use anyone. And I think introducing you to a new word can be nice.
Sure.
So you can say 要不我们下班?
下班.
要不我们先下班?
Like get out of here. Let's get out of here.
Yeah, how about let's just, get out of here.
But 要不要 could be used too, right? Like 要不要吃点东西. Say that?
You can totally say that.
Okay. And then 稍微. So 稍微适应. So 稍微 I think means, is that also a bit? Kind of like 点?
Yes, but 稍微 is used to describe a verb.
Okay.
And it can also be very useful. Say we're walking on the street, and because you're tall and you have long legs and you walk really, really fast. And I'll say to you, 能不能稍微走慢一点? Would you mind walking a little slower? Because you're walking with me. I don't have such long legs. See, that's how we use it. We're using 稍微 to describe 走慢点. So walk slower. And 稍微 a little bit, walk a little bit slower. Another example might happen in a canteen. Say the caterer is helping you and you want a little more of certain dish.
Okay.
You can say 稍微多一点这个, a little bit more of this. 稍微少一点那个, a little less of that.
Okay, so 稍微给我 so the verb needs to follow after shape. 稍微 okay.
稍微给我一点, just a little bit.
Okay. 一点 you said 一点 at the end.
Yes. That's because we use 稍微 to describe the verb, but 一点 is kind of like describing the noun because you're omitting 稍微给我一点水 give me a little bit of water 给我一点食物 give me a little bit of food. So technically speaking, though we know meaning-wise they basically are the same, yet 稍微 is used to describe the verb and 一点 is used to describe the noun. So there's the difference. 稍微适应一下，适应 is the verb here.
So 适应 here, I think that's the adjustment, right? Or get accustomed.
Get accustomed to, adjust to.
Okay.
一下 a little bit.
一下 a little bit. 再吃吧
And then go.
And then go.
So how about we adapt to the local environment a little bit, adapt to the high altitude a little, and then go visit Potala Palace. Because for those of you who are not familiar with the Potala Palace, there are a lot of stairs to climb if you want to visit that place. And high altitude is definitely going to be a problem if you have first visited a place with high altitude and your lungs and your hearts are not ready yet. Doing exercise like climbing stairs would not be a good choice. That is why 适应一下，稍微适应一下 can be a good suggestion.
Okay. Yeah, I would agree.
And then we have 没问题。我知道一家很不错的西藏特色餐厅。
And that's no problem. I know a very good Xizang-based restaurant. So, 没问题 is normally it's okay or no problem, no question.
Okay, so how about if you want to say no problem, of course, in some other ways?
May sure?
Yes, some other ones. If you want to agree. Let's...
对的.
That works. Some other ones?
I think you're trying to find one and I'm like giving you different
No. I'm trying to have you list many ones because I think you've been learning Chinese for long enough. You would know many ways to agree with someone. So let's see how many 可以呀. Now you have 3. How many more can you find?
I don't know.
Yes, you do. There's the one that you
没错.
use 没错. There's the one you use so often. You use it to agree with me when I say, let's do a takeaway Chinese recording.
And I say, let's do it. 走吧? No, that's let's go.
走吧 actually works here as well.
Okay.
Because you're saying 走吧, I know a really good place, so that works. And another very, very common one. You can do it, Tony. Come on.
I've given you 5 already.
好的.
Oh my goodness,
See?
that one doesn't count. Come
Told
on.
you that one is very
That one
common.
doesn't count.
It counts. You can totally say 好的，我知道一家不错的西藏特色餐厅 See? So I challenge our dear listeners
That
out
is
there.
so frustrating. That one is just like...
But that's language learning. That one is the easy one. You should have got
That's
that
the
one.
problem. It was so easy and I was dancing around with the more difficult ones.
I know. But it showed that you know a lot of ways to say, sure, yes, let's go. Agree with you. Good idea. And I challenge our dear listeners out there to list some of the agreeing words you know in Chinese. You've been listening to Takeaway Chinese long enough. You know how to respond to these nice recommendations. List them out and you would know. Maybe you can list out more than 5 or 6. You can do a better job than Tony. Challenge yourself.
All right.
没问题, no problem.
No problem. 没问题. 我知道. This is normally I, and then 知道 is no.
Yes.
And then 一家.
一家.
So 一 is meaning one. And then 家, I think this is a quantity word.
It is a quantity word.
And 很不错. So 很 is very.
Very.
不错 means not bad. And then the, so a not bad-ish. And then Xizang.
See, you're misleading people out there. It's not a not bad-ish. When we say 很不错, it's actually very good. That's
but
the thing.
The could mean ish, right?
No. Actually, 很不错. Let's directly translate it to very nice. Though in Chinese, yes, if you translate it word by word or character by character, it's very not bad-ish restaurant. But actually, we're saying really nice. You can also say 很好的.
很好的.
Very good one. 西藏特色餐厅.
Xizang is Xizang, and then 特色.
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 特色 is special or specialty, or it is with Xizang character. So we say 特色餐厅. We know 餐厅 is a restaurant.
Right.
And 特色餐厅 is a restaurant with specialties, with something special about it. And we would say 地方特色. 地方 is local. So 地方特色 suggests this thing you're talking about is with local characters.
Wait, local is
Local
地方?
specialty.
地方 is place, right?
地方 is place. But say 面食很有山西的地方特色. So noodles, there are a lot of local noodles in Shanxi province, which is my hometown. It's very special in its own way. It is different from noodles from other places.
Sure.
And also we have 特色小吃.
小吃?
小吃, that's snacks.
Snacks.
And 特色小吃 suggests that this snacks has something special about it.
Okay. Specialty snacks.
Specialty snacks. So 西藏特色餐厅 showcases that this 餐厅 restaurant is with special 西藏 style.
Okay.
你把餐厅地址发给我，我现在叫一辆网约车。
And that's, please send me the address of the restaurant and I'll call a cab now. So, ni is you, and then ba.
把字句, that is the sentence.
Oh, that's a sentence structure, huh?
Yes.
餐厅 we know is restaurant, and then 地址.
地址
I think this 地址
is
implies address. And then 发给我. Normally this is
Send
put
to me.
together, give me.
Yes.
And then 我 is again is I. 现在 is now. 交一辆, so 交 is call.
Yes.
And then 一辆 is a quantity, so it's one.
网约车
Wang Yue Che. This is like an online, because Wang is internet.
Yes.
And then Che is like a car. And Yue, I'm not really sure.
Appointment. So I can arrange a car from online. 网约车. 网约车 nowadays is very useful and very common here in China. I feel like...
Yeah, you can't get it right unless you order it online.
Yeah, you have to order online.
What is Yi Liang?
One... 辆 is the quantity word. It's the quantity word for car.
Oh.
So you have 一辆汽车 one car, 一辆自行车 one bike, 一辆三轮车 a tricycle,
And a bus?
一辆公交车 yes, a bus.
Okay.
That works.
All right.
Do you have any other questions though?
Not here. I think we can give it a shot now.
Let's give it a shot.
还有10分钟火车就到拉萨站了，布达拉宫我来了。
这里海拔很高，我们可能会有高原反应，要不先吃点东西，稍微适应一下再去吧。
没问题，我知道一家很不错的西藏特色餐厅。
你把餐厅地址发给我，我现在叫一辆网约车。You're listening to Takeaway Chinese with myself, Niu Hongli, and Tony. Coming up next, let's learn about traveling to Xizang. Don't go away, so you will take some Chinese away. Welcome back to Takeaway Chinese. I'm Niu Hongli with Tony. So, Tony, if you are to visit a new place that you're interested in, say Xizang or Xinjiang or Guilin, like you mentioned, do you do homeworks about this place first? Are you the homework doing guy or the go with the wind kind of guy?
No, I don't go with any wind. I make sure that I do my research. I figure out where I'm going, why I'm going there, what the background is behind the place. You know, I like to get that experience because especially when you travel, if you don't speak the language there, you just miss a lot of things.
That's totally true.
So if you do yourself some justice or do yourself a favor when you do the research and find out where you're going and what happened there and all that kind of stuff.
And since you've mentioned that you'd like to visit Xizang someday, let me give you some reminder on some specific areas to do research about.
Okay.
Because if we're only visiting a regular place, let's say Guilin or Chengdu in Sichuan province, you first, of course, you need to know about how to get there, the traffic situation, 交通状况.
交通
状况 that's situation 交通情况
情况
situation. So 交通 or 交通条件 the condition, whether or not you fly there or you take a train. And as for Xizang, I would recommend anyone who would visit there for their first time to try the 高铁, the high-speed railway, because it's fast enough, yet not too fast as plane, so that you would have a really sharp alleviation on altitude, which makes your heart and lungs not adapt to the situation. But if you're taking a train, it'll be a little bit better because you'll gradually alleviate yourself. So that's tip number 1. And tip number 2 would be make sure you prepare for the high altitude reaction. 高原反应
高原
反应
反应
做好高原反应的准备. For instance, some people would bring a little bit of oxygen tanks with them.
Yeah, that's probably what I would do, because I think if you have that on your face the whole time, then you're good.
You don't need it the whole time.
I would take it the whole time.
Just 1 or 2 hours a day would be good enough.
No, I think it depends on your physique too.
That's true.
I'm an athletic guy and my muscles need more oxygen. So someone like me would just be a mess if I went there. And
You'd be fine.
No, I need to
You
have
adapt to the situation real fast.
I would have a tank on my back the entire time.
And that's the thing. Of course, you can bring your own tank, but actually most hotels would provide oxygen tank renting services.
Oh, nice.
So you don't have to actually carry it with you the entire journey. You can just go there and rent your tank.
Okay, and then you can take it everywhere you go.
Yes.
Okay, cool.
If you want.
Well, that's good to know. I'm glad that they had that service now, because I would imagine that service probably wasn't available, in the past.
Yeah, now it is available. And there is even this very cool, I feel like futuristic sleeping capsule that you can sleep in there, and they would slowly send you the oxygen, the higher level or percentage of oxygen that you need, so you can have a really nice sleep. And in most hotel rooms, they release oxygen into the room directly as well, so you do not have to wear a mask while you're sleeping. Also very nice.
Yeah, that is really nice.
And personally, I would recommend you to do a little research on the cuisine you're about to take.
Cuisine, how do you say that?
美食.
Sure. That means it's okay, right?
It means beautiful, lovely dish. 美食,美丽的食物.
Okay.
Right?
美餐 sounds a little bit more...
美餐 works as well, actually.
Does it work? Is that a word?
It's a word.
Oh, man, that's nice when I make up a word and it's actually a word.
It's a word. 地方特色的美食也很值得尝试. It's really worthwhile tasting. And of course, the tourist destinations, because Xizang is a really large place. It has beautiful views in a lot of different spots, and they can be beautiful in different ways. Of course, there are the Potala Palace we mentioned, and there's the Namuco Lake. And of course, if you are very ambitious, you can go try climb the mountain Chumulama. But that is a whole nother story. You have to go through specific training and buy very professional equipment and spend a lot of money. But that would be, again, a once-in-a-lifetime experience.
Sure. I think so.
So, for Tony, if you'd like to visit Xizang in the future, please let me know and let me help you with the homework. And for any of you out there who are listening to Takeaway Chinese, listening to this episode, if you're interested in visiting Xizang, let me know what are some questions you have and see if we can give you a hint.
Yes, please do, everyone. We look forward to hearing from you.
And that brings us to the end of today's Takeaway Chinese. I'm Yo Honglin with Tony here in the studio. For more episodes of the show, you can visit our website at radio.cgtn.com and go to the column podcast. You can also listen to the show and read the script there.
And you can find us wherever you listen to your favorite podcasts, including Apple Podcasts, Google Podcasts, and much more. Just search for Takeaway Chinese, and don't forget to leave your questions, comments, and ratings.
感谢收听，我们下次再见。
再见。